I'm a local DJ.
He was a legendary local radio DJ, producer, and concert promoter, making his mark at Flint's WTAC way back when. And now Peter Cavanaugh has written an explosive book called Local DJ, A Rock and Roll History. So tonight I'm going one-on-one with Peter Cavanaugh. He joins us live from the News Center. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Mike, delighted being here. And at this hour, your WTAC Emergency Message Center reports all clear. For some reason, that's something everybody seems to remember around here. About 20 years every hour and the half hour we do that little number.
Boy, you're good. I remember that familiar voice. You know, there's so much in your book to talk about. I don't know where to start, but how about your memories of The Who when they appeared at Flint's Atwood Stadium back in the summer of '67?
That was terrific. We, at that particular point in time, enjoyed the distinction of being the first station in America to play The Who. It was I Can't Explain, and we had a little party for The Who after they finished opening for Herman's Hermits, of all groups, down at Atwood Stadium. It was out at the old Holiday Inn on Bristol Road, and that's where Keith Moon eventually drove a Cadillac into the swimming pool. And at that point, we thought, as we heard the police sirens in the background, it would be a good time to go to Conto's, and we brought Peter Townsend down there and a few of the other roadies and hung out there till closing time at 2:30 in the morning. That was right here in Flint, where in America The Who was first heard.
Wow. Later that year, Chuck Berry played the IMA in Flint and then hit the nightclub scene afterwards in town. What can you tell us about his after-hours exploits?
Well, we brought Chuck over to the old Stardust on North Saginaw, and then a few years down the road, I had him actually out at one of our Sherwood Forest gigs, after which we sort of hung out all night long, and I brought him on my WTAC morning show at 6 o'clock the next day. We did about an hour together, and then he made a flight out of Bishop Airport, but that was right here in Flint, too, in that area.
Wow. You know, we've heard the saying, sex, drugs, and rock and roll was very much that during the time you were promoting these acts heavily during the heyday of rock and roll in the 60s and 70s. Some of those people you were around died from overdoses, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison. You must have seen some really troubling things out there.
Troubling things, and again, at that particular point in time, it's one thing looking back at it with retrospective, but at the time it was a very new frontier for a lot of people doing a lot of different things, and certainly, however, I would say, as those particular artists reached the, for whatever reason, strange age of 27 and met their demise, unfortunately, that caused a lot of people to think twice about doing certain things after that point in time, that's for sure.
Peter, the book once again is called Local DJ, A Rock and Roll History by Peter Cavanaugh. Thanks again for coming in.